Thank you very much, Steve. And lovely to see you all here, to see so many friends and familiar faces in the room, and also to everybody who's online today. So my name is Natalie Gill. I am Global Head of DEI Strategy at PGIM. And my goal for the next 5 minutes is to hear from all of you. We've had 2 sessions so far today, talking about cognitive diversity, talking about unlocking different perspectives and how that can really help drive the investment performance or potentially drive higher investment performance across all of our firms and across the industry. So if you go onto your QR code, please just put some things in here about some of the perspectives, some of the key takeaways that you've had, and I'll go through some of those. Whilst you're doing that, and those online, please also put them in. A couple of the things that I've taken away from this, apart from sticking on 19 when playing blackjack, is this idea of unlocking potential, and this idea that our greatest asset is our people, our portfolio of people. We've had a relatively turbulent few years, both from a markets perspective, but also from a DEI perspective, and we heard about some of the headwinds and the tailwinds. And I think some of the things that are now coming through kind of link to that the commitment to DEI is strong. Yes, there are some headwinds, yes, there are some challenges, but actually we do still believe, and obviously all of you here today and dialed in online, still can see the positive potential of focusing on DEI, and that's really, really important. And I think it's about recognizing that, you know, this relative short-termism that we've seen over the last couple of years. We saw an abrupt acceleration focus on DEI after 2020. We've seen a relatively quick deceleration in some organizations and across some regions particularly. But if we can, as someone said here, tap into the strengths of our people, that kind of balances out that market uncertainty that we're seeing through the lens of DEI. And it's really about monetizing the voices that we have around the table. And I think that's what the work, particularly that Alex Edmonds around cognitive diversity, is going to help us find the tools to be able to articulate this a little bit better in our organizations when we're talking to those who perhaps cannot yet see the correlation between the work we're doing on DEI and our people and the outcomes for our clients. So just looking through some of this, cognitive diversity is interesting and needs to be focused on. Knowing your individual team members. The DEI conversation continues to evolve, absolutely. We've focused a lot on different aspects of diversity, different diversity dimensions, but what we're trying to do is bring all of those together in how we work together and make the best outcomes and best decisions for our organizations. Sometimes you need an expert. Yes, I heard that from Tord as well. You know, we're talking a lot here about having different perspectives, having different voices, monetizing those voices. But sometimes we also need to recognize that there is an expert in the room, and we need to focus on that expert. I guess I would argue, and it goes back to what Steve and Ria were talking about, that unless we take the time to truly know our people, are we going to know what they are expert in? So again, spending the time to understand what the strengths of our team members are is going to be really critical on all of this. Diversity is not binary, it's multidimensional, absolutely agree. And this focus, I really like this point here about remaining respectful in the workplace and respecting each other's views. And I think that leads very neatly on to the next session. So I'm delighted that the next session is being run by Jingo. Some of you may have already seen their work before. This is going to be a really interactive session. I do encourage, hopefully you've warmed up a bit, but I hope and encourage you to take part in this session. Jingo came to my organisation and delivered an incredible session in Pride Month. And I think the feedback to this day was overwhelmingly that it was one of the most valuable sessions that we've had in our organisation. So with that, Amelia, I'm delighted to hand over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.